And as the prosecution need only prove that stirring up hatred was likely rather than intended. Is likely rather than intended. In England and Wales, stirring up hatred over race, religion, or sexual orientation by threatening behavior remains illegal, although, again, the racial hatred laws has a lower bar than the other protected characteristics. The maximum sentence for stirring up hatred is 7 years of imprisonment. So if you just, whatever they deem to be stirring up hatred is 7 years. Whatever if they just, so a new IFB person over there, it preaches against this, sodomy, filth, misgender somebody or whatever, and they say that you intended to stir up hatred or whatever, 7 years. And they could actually put more onto your sentence, I think. So aggravated offenses. The Hate Crime Act also consolidates the existing law in Scotland on crimes which are aggravated by prejudice. These are where an offender demonstrates malice or ill will towards their victim based on a protected characteristic, which can be taken into account by a sheriff or judge with a longer sentence or higher fine than would otherwise have been the case. So this is where they can arbitrarily just tack on time past the 7 years or arbitrarily put a higher fine than what would normally be the fine. So like what they did with Sweet Cakes by Melissa when she refused to bake those queers' wedding cake, when they just said $150,000, they actually didn't end up having to pay that. It got reduced way down because they didn't have the right to just take a $150,000 fine on somebody, but it took years. And of course that didn't make the news, but they didn't end up having to pay all that. Anyway, so this law lets them just tack stuff on like that. The protected characteristics are the same as for the stirring up hatred offenses listed above. For example, if an assailant punched someone in the face while also making a hateful comment about their age, that might be assault aggravated by age-related hatred.